There once was a quiet town nestled between thick woods and tall mountains. It was called the town of Willow Creek. Most folks kept to themselves here. Life was peaceful, but there were always whispers about the strangest place in town, the old library on its hill at the edge of town. It stayed mostly locked, and some swore they'd heard strange whispers coming from inside at night. Now, I'm gonna tell you about the day 13-year-old Lana decided to visit that very library. Now, Lana was a bright girl who loved to read and explore. She'd just moved to town to live with her aunt and uncle after her parents had passed away. So she was looking for something, anything to cheer up her spirits. And what could be better than a trip to the library? As she walked through the heavy wooden doors, she breathed in the scent of old books and the dust motes. All the tables and chairs seemed frozen in place, like a long-forgotten game of chess. Behind the counter stood a woman so absorbed in a book she hadn't noticed Lana enter. She looked up and gave a small smile, but her eyes, they seemed far away, haunted even. "Hello," Lana said. Hi there. I'm Lana. I'm new in town and I just wanted to check out your library." The lady smiled faintly. "Well, I'm the only employee, Ms. Norwood. This place has been here since before any of us arrived. You may take a look around, but please stay away from the restricted section over there. It's mostly for storage." As she watched the woman return to her work, Lana couldn't help but feel a chill down her spine. There was something about this library, about Ms. Norwood, that seemed off, like a secret waiting just beneath the surface. Curious, but a little uneasy, Lana began exploring the stacks. She found books older than she was, their pages brittle with age. And as she turned them, the musty smell brought a strange sense of adventure. Then in the corner of an old bookshelf, she saw it, a book floating in midst. It was bound in black leather, the title and author strangely absent. But something compelled her to reach out and touch it. As soon as her fingers brushed against the cover, a sudden burst of red light erupted and the library plunged into darkness. Lana gasped and stumbled back. When she looked again, the book was resting on the shelf as if nothing had happened, that she imagined it all. Was this old library hiding something more than just books? That night, as Lana lay in her bed, she thought about the whispering voices she'd heard. Had they come from the book? Just then, the book appeared next to her bed, now open to a blank page. In the dim moonlight, she saw a faint glow emanating from within. But when she reached out to touch it, the light vanished. Confused and a bit frightened, she tried to ignore it. Surely, it was just a trick of the light. But the next night, the book opened to a page displaying a strange symbol. It was followed by another and then another, each more intricate than the last. And Lana realized with a jolt that she had seen them before in her dreams. In her dreams, she found herself in a shadowy world. Whispering voices echoed around her. "Free us, ... Don't open it." These dreams felt so real, yet so unsettling. She would wake up each morning feeling drained and shaky. Determined to make sense of these visions, she told her cousin Ethan everything. He was 15 and always had a hint of skepticism on his lips. But when he, too, saw the book float by itself, he changed his tune. Together, they resolved to find answers. Their search led them to the town archives, where they discovered faded records and strange drawings of a powerful banishing symbol that matched those on the pages of the book. According to the records, the book was linked to a powerful ancient sorcerer who had trapped the souls and voices of countless people within its pages. It was known as the Echoes Book, With this new knowledge, a sense of urgency gripped them. They needed to find a way to stop whatever dark magic this book held. The question was how. Back in the library, amidst towering shelves, they focused on the pattern of the symbols on the pages. Ethan, ever the skeptic, questioned their significance, but Lana, with her intuitive nature, sensed their importance. They decided to copy the symbols onto separate pieces of paper, hoping to decipher their meanings. As Ethan carefully traced the lines of one of the symbols, he noticed something astonishing. It was a keyhole. Could the solution be simpler than they imagined? After hours of poring over the records, Lana discovered a hidden message encoded within the text. Decoding it revealed a single word: freedom. Could this be the answer? With renewed determination, they returned to the archives. Amongst the old documents, they found an inscription detailing a ritual. If the full banishing symbol was written in the exact order of the pages, it could lock the book forever. But there was a catch. The inscription warned that the symbol could only be used once. Failure would mean the book's power would only grow. Now, knowing the fate of many rested on their shoulders, they raced back to the library. With the book lying open on the table, Ethan began to chant the symbol. As he spoke the words, a surge of energy pulsed through him. He continued chanting, and as he did, the pages glowed brighter. Just then, the ground rumbled. The shelves shook. From the corner of her eye, Lana saw the book begin to float. Panic surged through her. Was this what the voices had meant? Were they warning them? Before she could react, the book shot towards the ceiling. It hovered there, the pages rustling ominously. Then slowly, very slowly, the book began to descend. In its path was a loose floorboard. It hit the board, and with a soft click, the board creaked open, revealing a dark hole beneath. The book drifted down into the opening. With the book gone, the room fell silent. Only the sound of their own breathing filled their ears. The seconds ticked by, heavy with anticipation. Finally, Ethan, with a mix of relief and caution, stepped closer to the hole. He peered into the darkness, then turned to Lena, his face etched with concern. Together, they descended into the unknown. As their eyes adjusted to the gloom, they saw rows upon rows of books floating in midair, each whispering softly. It was the source of the voices from her dreams. Then, in the center of the chamber, a single book glowed brightly. It was bound in the same black leather as the other, but this one pulsed with an otherworldly light. As they drew closer, the whispering voices grew louder, their urgency palpable. One of the pages fluttered open, revealing the final message. One must remain. As the words sank in, Lana understood. It was calling for a sacrifice. But was it worth it? Suddenly, the book began to levitate, reaching out toward Lana. Its pages rustled, like dry leaves, beckoning her closer. Fear tightened its grip on her heart. She struggled, torn between her desire to help the trapped souls and the instinct to protect herself. As the book neared, Ethan, drawing strength from somewhere deep within, pushed forward. With a voice shaking with determination, he began to chant the ancient symbol they had decoded earlier. "Freedom!" he cried. The air crackled with energy. The floating books swayed, then fell gently to the ground. The whispering voices faded into silence. And finally, the cursed book crumbled to ash, releasing a wave of warm air. In the morning sunlight, the world seemed different. The library, once shrouded in shadow, felt lighter, The chains gone. Ms. Norwood was nowhere to be seen. The town was still there, quiet and peaceful. Lana returned home. Back in her room, she sat at her desk, the echoes of the previous day's events ringing in her ears. As she stared at the blank page in front of her, a slight breeze stirred, causing a book on her shelf to tremble. It wasn't much, but she felt a chill. Curious, she got up and went over to the shelf. As she reached for the book, she noticed a new addition. There was a book on the top shelf that wasn't there before. Drawn to it, she pulled it out. It was bound in black leather with no title, just as the book in her dream. As she stared at it, the book lifted slightly into the air. The end. And now, dear listener, I want to share a message with you. The world is filled with mysteries, and sometimes it's our curiosity that leads us to them. But remember, some secrets are best left untouched. However, with courage, knowledge, and the help of friends, we can face even the darkest curses. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and always remember, kindness is the light that chases away the darkest shadows.